Are you wondering what happens after the foreclosure sale in North Carolina? You know, you're probably not alone. Foreclosure, man, it is one of the most difficult and emotional experiences that a homeowner in North Carolina can face. Uh, if your home has already been sold at an auction, or if you're worried that the day may come, having a good understanding to what's happening next is really important for you to know. So today I just wanted to sort of walk you through the key steps after a foreclosure sale in North Carolina, from a legal timeline to the personal property rights, and just how to move forward. So let's go ahead and begin. In North Carolina, a foreclosure sale, it's usually not what they call it's a non-judicial sale, which simply means it doesn't go through a formal court process unless there were some kind of legal challenge. Now, once your home is sold at a public auction, typically the court on the courthouse steps, the sale isn't final right away. Instead, in North Carolina, law gives buyers 10 days to place what's called an upset bid. And that bid has to be, at least 5% higher than the last bid, or $750 more, whichever is greater. Now, if a new bid comes in during that upset bid process, the clock resets for another fresh 10-day period. And this continues until there are no more bids that are coming, that the last bid has exceeded the 10-day window of time. Now, see, this is your last window of opportunity. If you could find a buyer or maybe an investor to get the debt paid off, you may still be able to save your home or your equity, and your equity. Once the upset bid period is over, there is no more redemption period in North Carolina. That's the extent of it. So that means that your rights to get the home after the upset period they're just gone. So once the sale is finalized and the homeownership is transferred, the new owner, whether it's a third-party owner or a bank, a lender, has the right to take possession of the property. The property is now deeded into their name. Now, in most cases, you'll be expected to vacate the property if you haven't already within like a 10-day time frame. But if you don't leave the property, the new owner must go through a legal eviction process as if you were a renter. This starts with a written notice to vacate. Usually gives you another 10 days, and if you are still in the home after that extra 10 days, then they can go and file what is called a summary ejectment in small claims court. A hearing is held, typically scheduled within a week or two of when they file the ejectment. If the judge rules in the new owner's favor, the judge will write a writ of possession and authorize the sheriff to come and physically remove you from the home along with your belongings. From start to finish, this process can take several weeks, sometimes longer. If you refuse to leave after the sheriff has issued the writ of possession, you will be forcibly removed. That's not what anybody would want to experience. The sheriff is going to arrive with a scheduled date, and you'll be ordered to leave immediately. And they will also supervise movers to come in and move your personal belongings. It's really a very, very traumatic experience to go through that. But resisting can lead to other legal troubles and even criminal charges. It's just not worth it. The best thing that you can do is move out voluntarily before the sheriff shows up. Now, if you leave items behind in the home, the new owner must store those items for at least 7 days. They are required to give you a written notice about where the belongings are and how you can retrieve them. During those 7 days, you can go and get your belongings, but you'll need to also pay for some reasonable moving and storage fees that were incurred to move your personal property. But if you don't act within the 7 days, those items then can be sold, donated, or thrown away. And if you're facing eviction, don't wait. Make a plan to remove your possessions as soon as you possibly can. Now, here's a question that I hear a lot: do I lose all of my equity in the home? And the answer is it depends on what your home is sold for. If the final price is more than the total amount owed, including all the penalties and fees and legal costs, or any second liens or whatever is owed on the property, you may be entitled to whatever is left and beyond that, which is called excess proceeds. These funds are held by the court, but you must file a court claim through an attorney with the clerk of courts to obtain those back. Just know that in many of the foreclosures, there's no extra surplus funds. But in a hot market with a well-maintained home, there could be sometimes left over. Foreclosures can lower your credit score by at least 100 points, and if it stays on your credit report for like up to 7 years, and it really makes it harder, not impossible, but harder to rent or get a loan or even qualify for certain kinds of jobs. If you're considering letting your home go to foreclosure, understand really the impact that it has on you. Selling your home before an auction, even in a short sale or a cash buyer, is far less damaging to your credit. And in some cases, yes, if your home sells for less than what you owe, the remaining balance is called a deficiency. And in North Carolina, they do allow the lender to file a deficiency judgment. But they're sort of rare in residential, non-judicial foreclosures. Still, if you're unsure whether this could apply to you, speak with an attorney. Avoiding foreclosure by selling before the auction is almost always the better path to take. Here's some of the reasons why. First and foremost, obviously, you protect your credit. It enables you to relocate, to rent other properties, and you really keep control of the moving timeline. You don't want to be evicted by a sheriff. You don't want your family to see that, or your neighbors, or even your friends. You avoid the trauma of being removed. Like I said, the sheriff, that's not something you want to go through. Now, if you have equity in your home, you might actually walk away with some money in your pocket, which can be very helpful. And one of the hardest parts of losing a home is finding another place to live, especially with the damaged credit. So the way you do that is you want to be upfront with your landlord. You want to show them evidence that you have proof of income, that you can make the rental payments. And you can even do things like offer a higher deposit to give them some extra motivation to help you out. Focus on rentals from individuals rather than large companies. They often have a little more flexibility and capability to be flexible. You can also apply for programs like the Section 8, or look for affordable housing through the North Carolina Housing Finance Agency. If you're overwhelmed, please don't do this alone. There is help out there, and you need to research it and find it for yourself. For example, there's the Legal Aid of North Carolina. They can sometimes help in these situations. There's another association called NC 211. There's local housing counselors. There is community action agencies. And you know what? It sounds crazy, but even the local investors association, those investors have all different levels of property all over. And you know what? They actually really want to help. These organizations, they offer everything from legal advice to emergency rental, and they, help with transition housing. Foreclosure is not the end. Yes, it's painful. Yes, it's public, but there is a life after this. With the right information and support and a proactive plan, you can recover financially and emotionally and spiritually even. So if you're in trouble, start by reaching out, asking questions, consider selling your home before the auction or before the foreclosure gets too far. Explore your options, because the sooner that you act, the more power that you have to change the direction of your future. I just want you to know that we are here to help you, whether it's from giving you guidance on how to manage your foreclosure process, or to help you understand which of the different foreclosure avoidance strategies are right for you. And if you need someone to give you a fair price for your home, we would be one of your candidates to help you with that. So reach out to us with any questions at all at our website, www.foreclosuresolutionsnc.com. We hope you have a great day, and just know we are here to help, and we thank you that you have taken this time to watch this video. Have a great day.